Welcome to The Prenup, the wedding-obsessed podcast designed to help you plan your dream day. I'm your host, Adriana, and each week I'm joined by the industry's top professionals, celebs, influencers, and friends who are sharing their best tips, advice, and mistakes they've made so you don't have to. The Prenup is a Love Stories TV podcast.
This episode is brought to you by David's Bridal. The Edit by DB studio was designed with your packed social calendar in mind. Find the trends you're looking for in this wildly affordable collection of wedding, bridesmaid, and occasion dresses, starting as low as $49.95. Join Diamond Loyalty to save 15% on your first purchase. Earn points towards special rewards and more at davidsbridal.com.
Today's guest honestly needs no introduction, but she's gonna get one anyway. If you're looking for literally any type of meal, snack, sweet in any style, cuisine, season, chances are high that your searches will lead you to the one and only half-baked harvest. Today, we have the face behind the iconic blog and social accounts, four-time cookbook author, the phenomenon herself, Tieghan Gerard, to chat with us about her two favorite topics, weddings and food.
Wow, iconic. I don't know if anybody's ever said iconic before. That's fun. That's different, new. I love that.
I mean, you are iconic. I was actually just talking with the owners of the studio before you came in. I was like, there's probably 9 times out of 10 I'm looking for a recipe, and I
love
go
that.
to your page.
You know what? That's why I do what I do. And I want that. I want people to have a trust. I want my recipes to be for everyone. I want them to be easy. I want them to be delicious. And people always say you just make good food. And I'm I've always said from the start, I'm just here to make good food for my family. That's pretty much it. And if it's not good, then I'm not going to share it. And if it's not good, everybody, I have so many testers. So I'm just I'm glad.
It's always good. It's always, even if I don't have everything on hand, I'm okay, I can work with Tieghan's recipe and go from there.
I don't know what it is but people say that to me all the time, and I'm amazing, because that's exactly what I want. I didn't grow up. I grew up cooking for my family. I couldn't drive, so I had to use what my dad had in the pantry, which was very little. So this is what I was doing with recipes. I was oh, well, I don't have that, so we'll just use this. And that's just how I did it. And it's if you don't have one spice, don't make unless it's okay, this is a chipotle taco. I don't have any chipotle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If the main ingredient is missing, then
maybe the main ingredient, but even then, something they could just use some chili powder. You know?
And,
yeah.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. Some recipes are gonna be flops. Not yours, because yours always turn out really great. You. But if you are substituting, maybe you I don't know.
Just use ingredients you like, and I think you'll be okay.
You'll be okay. You'll figure it out.
Yes.
So want to start with, I know we promised, food and weddings, but I have to just get this out of the way before we begin.
Go for it.
I subscribe to your email list, and I'm always getting delicious, fabulous things. But what I've been really loving lately are the 9 favorite things.
Oh, good.
That's been such a highlight for me. And this week specifically, you had on there the Lola blanket.
Oh, I love the Lola blankets. My mom, my little sister, and I are obsessed with them.
How amazing are they?
I love them so much.
Oh my gosh, my Aunt Barbie turned me on to them, and everyone in my life now is.
It's so funny too, because they actually sent me one, and then I'm talking to my little sister, and I'm that was she has it. I'm how did you get that? And I'm I never even saw it. And so then all of a sudden my mom, my little sister, now, but we're obsessed. We all have them. So it's whatever, she originally got it, but then we just followed my little sister.
Yes.
She knows all.
The youngins have the key in for all the good things.
All the good things. All the good things. She's the greatest. She sent me my nail color.
I love.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit of a.
It's a little bit of a chrome.
Yes.
You know what? I'm more of a neutrals girl, but I'll have some fun on my nails.
Let's have. I know mine.
Not
are
for a wedding. I wouldn't do this for a wedding, but
I do. I like a bare sheer, a pinky or neutral for
they're
a
very
wedding.
in right now. Or these French tips are really in.
French tips are in. The only reason I worry about French tips, and I love them, and am like currently, in a phase of cycling them through the nails.
Everybody is.
But
I almost did it, but then I didn't.
I worry about, in 10 years, are we going to be like, oh, that was so like.
Everything that's old is new again. Everything that it's like, it's all season. It all comes and goes. And it's like, yeah, you're going to look back sometimes and be like, what the frick was I thinking?
Totally. But that's kind of the beauty of it too. Like, you can't make your decisions for your wedding based on like, oh, am I going to hate that in 10 years?
Well, the wedding, I think to me, I'm like a timeless.
Are you a timeless girl?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to look back at my photos and be like, what were you thinking?
What was that friendship?
No. Because there are some styles that, like a French tip is classic. I don't think you're going to look back at that and be like, oh, I don't like that. Yeah.
But
I would only
acrylic.
I would only ever do a micro, which is what I was talking about last night. And like, no, I wouldn't do like I don't have nails, period.
Yeah.
So like
I
can't have my nails long, always short. So yeah.
I did actually have a bride on. Her name's Kelsey Coetzer. She's awesome. She's like got a great TikTok, and she did a red nail for her wedding.
Well, red's classic.
Red's classic,
especially if you're doing a winter wedding.
You don't see it often on a bride, like for the wedding day. But I just, it's like a nice pop, and it is. Red is a neutral to me.
Yeah, you're safe with red.
I think so.
I think you're very safe with red. Yeah,
it's classic.
It's so classic.
Yes. Okay. So Tieghan, I want to get into everything food, wedding, beyond. But I feel like we kind of have to start at the top. You mentioned a little bit ago you're part of a family of 10.
It's crazy.
8 siblings.
Yes.
And that is kind of how you learn to cook, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Tell me
Google,
this.
technically.
Google is a friend to all. And your blog is a friend to all, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
But I have to ask you because I struggle, and it's just my husband and I. And I'm like, everything's so expensive, and I have to get this
food
thing.
Prices are the worst right now.
Insanity. So, I know it was a little bit different, I'm sure, growing up, but
we shopped at Mark's. It was discount.
So is Mark's like discount?
My mom was a queen of clipping coupons.
Okay. So coupon clipping is like definitely a way to go.
She knows how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Were leftovers even a thing in your family? Because I imagine with 10 people, it's like eat or be eaten,
No. We love leftovers.
Do you?
And I think leftovers are so great. And people that don't do leftovers, I'm like, you guys are really missing out, in my opinion. It's like eat it for lunch or eat it for dinner the next day. A lot of times I'll make extra just so that like people can have the leftovers because, it makes creating the next meal easier.
I agree.
Because we don't eat out a lot. Like when we're home, like when I'm traveling, it's great. And when we do, my family travels a lot and love to try new things, of course. And that's like, I feel like what traveling is for. But when we're home, we're eating at home.
Okay.
We're not going out, you know, at all. So like there's, the leftovers just don't go to waste.
It's important.
But I have a different, there's 8 people in my family. And when I'm cooking at home, I don't live with my family, but they're my neighbors. So it's like whatever, we lived, it's like the same thing.
Nice.
When I'm cooking at home, the food doesn't go to waste because there's always someone to eat something. So I understand the people that are just cooking for 2, like they have to be cautious. But even then, I think it's fine to make a normal size portion and then you would eat the leftovers. Just plan for leftovers.
Totally. You can have it, if you have a piece of meat, like you cut it up for your eggs the next day. You bring it for lunch. Like
exactly.
Making the food last. I think it's intimidating for especially young couples who are just starting out. Like maybe they left parents' house, they went to college, like now they're just kind of getting their feet wet, like whatever. They don't know yet, but it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, and I think that there's like a fear in cooking, and what I've always said, I really want to take that fear away from cooking because at the end of the day, like you're probably not going to make something that's actually not edible. Like you're probably not going to do that. And if you do, there's always Uber Eats, They didn't even have Uber Eats 5 years ago, but hey, they got it now, so you're good to go.
Absolutely.
My brother's the king of Uber Eats. So truly.
Oh my God, that's great.
And I just think that you got to just give it a try.
Yeah.
Don't try to make things that are complicated. Just pick easy. You don't need to be making 5-star recipes every single night. You just need to be making food that you enjoy.
Sure.
And
midweek, you can keep it a little more simple if you don't have as much time. On the weekends, that's when you try your fun, creative,
you got to do
stuff.
what works for you. You really do. So you got to figure out whatever works for you and stick to that.
Yes.
Don't try to be anything to one way or another. It's like do what works for you.
Well, I think with people who maybe they think they hate cooking because it's overwhelming. It's
it can be really intimidating.
Right?
Yeah.
The ingredients and the measurements and the mess. And it's like, okay, what do I need? Where do I go? What do I do? But I like the advice of making it work for you. For anyone who thinks they hate cooking.
Yeah.
How can we kind of change that narrative and cultivate a vibe that is like, okay, let's get us in the headspace that we're going to enjoy this process a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, for one, if you do like a cocktail, I know there's lots, and if you don't, you can do a mocktail. But a lot of people will say to me like, okay, I've started to look forward to this because I get to come home at night. And not that like drinking is something you make a mocktail, whatever.
Yeah.
Find something that you do enjoy. Is it a podcast? Do you want to listen to a podcast while you're cooking? Do you want to call your mom while you're cooking? Do you want to have a glass of wine while you're cooking? Do you want to cook with your partner maybe? And like my parents, for instance, like my parents have the most special relationship. I've never really seen anybody else with a relationship like they do. And they've been married my mom was 19 when they got married,
Gosh,
so
a baby.
And she looks like a baby in her wedding photo. She looks like she's 12.
Oh my God.
She legitimately looks like she's 12. But my parents, I grew up and my mom never did dinner really when I was growing up. She apparently did it in the beginning years.
Okay.
But I miss that era. She's a baker. My mom loved to bake. She doesn't bake much anymore.
Well, you're a little bit of a baker too.
Well, yeah, but she's a better baker.
Is she?
Because she does exact measurements.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I hate that. But anyway, they like one of the things that my parents have always done, and even like when there's for whatever reason, like maybe I'm traveling and my dad's cooking dinner again, right? Like which is unusual, but it happens. Like they're in the kitchen together. They're in the kitchen cooking together. What my mom's not necessarily cooking, but she's sitting there with him. Like
yeah.
so it's like find what it is, especially as a young couple, that is such a good way to bond. Like our schedules are so busy, but at the end of the day, something that I think is so we all come together through food. At the end of the day, we come together to enjoy a meal, right?
Yes.
And if you have just married yourself away to someone, you're probably going to, at the end of the day, come home to that person and want to enjoy a meal together. So why not like cook together, do it from start to finish. It can really be like a great bonding experience and something that you guys look forward to every night of the week, 3 times a week, whatever it is that works for you guys.
Yes.
But like just make it a nice experience for yourself. I would say light a candle. Like this is what my grandma was not a high-end chef. She had no shame in, getting a seasoning packet from the grocery store or buying the rotisserie chicken from the grocery store and shredding it and throwing it in a dish and like calling it a day. Like keep it easy for you, do what works for you, make it enjoyable. So she would put on, little Frank Sinatra. She would create a vibe. Light always a candle.
You have to. It's very Nancy Meyers, like getting the mood, lighting from the candle and like, I don't know, the scents in the air. It's just...
Yeah,
it does. It makes a
but
difference.
Like everybody is different at the same time. So you really do have to find what works for you, what you enjoy. Do you have your favorite TV show on in the background? Like, Are you a Gilmore Girls girl? Can you rewatch all those episodes 5 million times and have it on while you're cooking? And it's like a relaxing experience. Great. So do it that way.
Yeah. And I like both of what you said. One, the bonding over a meal. I think that is like half the battle. So even if it's like a
and I do
meal,
really think, I truly believe that like if you've just gotten married, that is an incredible, and you want to build a strong marriage that's everlasting, that is, I think, a golden ticket to starting. That's just a golden like starting point, because I saw my parents do it growing up. And the more time you guys can spend together through things that are really like you got to do every single day, like make that person your best friend, you know?
Totally. If you're sharing a meal with someone, there's 2 things it's really hard to be angry or upset if you're dancing and eating.
Yeah.
So like over a meal, the chances are it's going to stimulate conversations like, okay, how was your day? But then like you're talking about the food, and then that brings it reminds you of something. Like you get these scents and memories of like, oh, when I was a kid, we had this. And then you start, I don't know, I think it is a good conversation starter just to be sharing whatever it is, even if it's like grilled cheese sandwiches.
And that's all it has to be.
That's it.
Too. Like, that's a delicious thing.
Delish.
Yeah.
And then you also mentioned maybe if you're cooking, maybe with dinner, having a little cocktail. Yeah. I saw recently on your Instagram that you did like a Benny Blanco favorite cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
It looked so delicious.
Benny loves this cocktail.
Benny Benny loves a cocktail.
Benny loves
What do you love? Like, what's your go-to drink if you're cooking or enjoying dinner?
Definitely any kind of like a spicy margarita situation. I have no problem leaving the alcohol out.
Okay.
Because I've just seen whole types of situations. But I also, whatever, if you like alcohol, you do you. That's why I love to give a mocktail variation for every single recipe because I'm like, this can be just as delicious. But I love a spicy margarita. I think anything like a little kick, a little spice, a little zing. I'm not a sweet cocktail person, but I love a nice fruity cocktail. So if it's sweetened like with like a fruit something, great.
Totally.
But otherwise, I don't do sweet cocktails.
You don't want like the mix. I feel this. Oh, sorry.
New York.
I know.
New York,
It is what it is.
But like a simple, I would do a tequila or a Paloma. A margarita or a Paloma for sure.
Delish.
But I love an espresso martini.
You cannot
which is
go
just
wrong.
straight sugar.
But it's so delish. And I actually like it with tequila. What do they call that? There's a name for it.
Kendall Jenner started that one. Well, she didn't start it. But she made it popular.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, sometimes I'm like so into pop culture that I'm like disgusted with myself. And then sometimes I'm like, I'm living under a rock. But I just, my body rejects vodka. So
because it's straight alcohol.
And it's just like, it's nasty. So I always, sorry if you guys love vodka. I know.
It's a well-loved alcohol.
It is well-loved.
Especially here in New York.
For sure. And listen, more power to you. For me, it just doesn't work. So, I have to veer into the tequila, but substitutions, we make it work for us.
Oh, right. Do you.
Yes.
No shame in doing what you like.
No shame in doing what you like. So, okay. We're going into something that is very exciting, which is your 4th cookbook. We have to touch on this.
Okay.
So, first of all, how does that feel? 4?
I don't think about it like that. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't feel. It's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just comes naturally.
It's what I do.
Yeah.
People love the cookbooks.
Yeah.
So that's why I do them because they're very hard, to be honest with you.
Are they difficult to do?
They're a lot of time to put it. They're a lot of time and a lot of effort, and they're hard for me because I can't do them. I like to create recipes in the moment, and then I like to share them right away. With the cookbook, I'm working 2-3 years ahead of time.
Wow.
And it can be really, really hard because it's like I want to be so excited. And it's like, for me, I can't. So that's what cookbooks are very hard. But I, at the same time, love the cookbooks because people love them. They love to cook out of a cookbook.
Yeah,
and I understand. I get that. It's also nice on a coffee table if we can make it beautiful. I get that. Great.
And all of your photos are always so gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you.
So this one is Half Baked Harvest, quick and cozy, which
great for a new couple.
Great for a new couple.
Yes.
I mean, this speaks to me so directly. Cozy, we're.
I mean, everything I do at the end of the day is cozy because I'm just a cozy girl.
You're a cozy girl. Yeah. Lola blanket, cozy vibes.
Thank you. Yeah. You got it already on the dot.
But what I really love is the quick thing because we're all busy. We're all in a rush. And especially if we're planning our wedding and we're working full time, but we want to really bond with our partner. We want something that's going to be good and nourishing and satisfying, but isn't going to be hours and hours and chopping and all the things.
No matter what your life is, that's what everybody wants at the end of the day.
For sure.
I am not going to be the girl that ever puts out a cookbook. I mean, never say never, but that ever puts out a cookbook that you're spending more than an hour on a recipe. Even an hour is too much time.
An hour, yeah. But
it's a special recipe if you're going to spend an hour on it.
So how does the newest cookbook compare to the ones previously? Because everybody loves, and like you said, your recipes are kind of made for a normal person.
I wouldn't say that my cookbooks are very different from. Well, there's different recipes in every single cookbook. Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
But they're all. Like I said, I'm not going to put out a cookbook that you can't easily create these recipes. I think that the new cookbooks I've really honed in. I've really gotten better at my craft, and I've really centered in on what I do well, what people really, really need. And I would say this last cookbook really reflects that.
Okay.
These are some of my family's favorite recipes. all of the things that are in this book. I love the last book. I really do. It's so, I love all the books. Don't get me wrong.
It's like choosing a child.
But these books have grown with me. So like, you know what I mean? So like as I've grown as a recipe creator, and I think that my recipes have improved. I think that my techniques have improved. My ability of writing has improved. So they're just more streamlined recipes. These are really delicious, quick, easy, cozy recipes.
Yeah.
I've tried to like whittle down the ingredient list. I will say that I will not shy away from spice. So there might be like a lot of spices in my recipes, which is such a bummer because sometimes then it can be like, oh, well, you have more than 10 ingredients. And I'm like, yes, but you need to have these spices in your pantry.
Totally.
Because if you are cooking anything, just have a lot of spices in your pantry and you'll be good to go with that.
It will take you so damn far, like having the right spices.
You don't even have to have fresh herbs on hand if you have dried herbs.
No, yesterday I had in my fridge ground meat, and I had cannellini beans in my pantry, and I did like Italian seasonings and all whatever. I toasted bread, and we made like a little whatever with arugula. Like so easy. It took 4 seconds, but it would have tasted like crap had I not had the spices. Like, you need the spices.
You need the spices. Or, like, that sounds like you could have put a jar of pesto with it, or maybe a jar of sun-dried tomatoes with it.
That would
all
have
pantry
really,
staples.
Pantry, yes. Work with what you have. But another thing, and I know we're talking about, the cookbook, but just kind of going hand in hand with the blog and the website. Sometimes if I just have something and I can't think, I'll just go to your website and search what I have.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so great. So does the search bar work well for you then?
It works amazing.
Amazing.
It works every time.
Amazing.
Yeah. And again, like sometimes I don't have every single thing on hand.
No, and you don't need to.
But I just work with what I have and I do it. And it takes out a lot of that pressure and overwhelm that I think a lot of people who quote unquote hate cooking feel.
And I think the way that I write and explain the recipes, I always say like, if you don't like this or you don't have this, like you don't need to use it. Like it's not going to kill the recipe if you don't have, one of the spices or one of the herbs, or if you're using a dried basil versus a fresh basil, like it's not going to kill the recipe.
Honestly, I think subconsciously that is where I got it from reading your blogs and following your recipes, because when I was younger and when I first got married and stuff, I was like, how do people do this creative? Like, I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the mind for this.
Well, so this is the thing. It's like, if this is, so that's my job, right? Because like you have a full-time job. So at the end of the day, you don't want to come home and have to use your brain to think about these things. You need to be able to do it in a mindless fashion.
Yes.
Or in a mindless way. And so I need to be able to make it mindless for you, to make it as easy as possible. That's my job.
And you've done a phenomenal job. Like, we are truly eternally grateful.
Thank you.
So for the brides to be, because we got to cater to our girls.
No, I know. And like I feel like we're kind of coming into bridal season, spring, summer.
Yes, we are. It's so exciting.
I mean, I'm a fall wedding girl.
Okay,
but like,
I love a fall wedding.
I know that girls love those spring, summer weddings.
Yeah,
too.
like May, June, September, October. Those are like the sweet spots.
I think September and October are just like the best months for a wedding.
They're the best months for everything. They're so.
Oh yeah.
Right? Just cozy.
I'm a fall girl.
Fall girl, all the way.
This episode is brought to you by David's Bridal. The Edit by DB studio was designed with your packed social calendar in mind. Find the trends you're looking for in this wildly affordable collection of wedding, bridesmaid, and occasion dresses, starting as low as $49.95. Join Diamond Loyalty to save 15% on your first purchase. Earn points towards special rewards and more at davidsbridal.com.
Yeah.
So for our brides, because we are coming into that season, and probably by the time this airs, it'll be
I should have like worn white today. You're like wearing cream white.
You know what? The only reason I even wore this
I
is
should have
because
thought of that.
No, I have like no clothes. I'm pregnant. I haven't said this on the podcast yet. But
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting, but it's also like weird to watch my body change. And I'm like, the last time I recorded, I was like, oh, it's different looking. Maybe we switch what we wear and not as like, it's jarring to see yourself in that way. But
I would imagine.
I was like, I need to get some things that are like, don't hug me as much. So I just
or
feel,
embrace it. I don't know. Some girls like, embrace it.
You know what? I'm loving it because I know it's like it's a good thing. But there are certain angles where I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And then there's somewhere I'm like, oh,
This is different.
It's different. It's not bad. It's just different. And I'm like, okay, well, how can I like, once I have a real bump, I feel
Is it like it's like the weird time?
It's the weird time where I just.
Where people are like, is she pretty?
Yeah. Like, what is it?
I couldn't tell when I walked in.
It's just like bloatatious looking, but in a few weeks I think we'll have a little pop, hopefully.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll see. I hope.
Well,
but
congratulations.
thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, but that's the only reason I'm wearing white because I like went shopping. Was like I need a couple new things, and this was just like I don't know. It seemed easy, but our brides, yes. Speaking of white, so in terms of a registry, when brides are looking for something, all things rather, for their kitchen. Do you have any must-haves, like any kitchen staples that people should have on their wedding registries before they get married?
So I'm very simple in the kitchen. I do not like a lot of things. I do not like clutter. I don't like things on my counter. And I really think that you only need a few items to be able to cook and cook easily and cook well.
Okay.
Those items being a sharp knife set. Get yourself some good knives.
Do you have a brand that you love?
Honestly, I don't. And it doesn't need to be like I have like fancy Japanese knives that I could never pronounce the brand. I got them at probably, like Crate & Barrel or Williams somewhere like that. But you don't even need, you just need a nice, good, sharp chef's knife and maybe a paring knife, something simple. And, you just need your basics. Get yourself a cutting board. And I cook with cast iron. I think it's just, it's never going to go out of style. It looks beautiful in a kitchen. It's good for your body. There's no chemicals in it. And it will last you forever and ever and ever. And you can do everything in it.
Question for you, Tieghan. How are we cleaning the cast irons?
It's everybody's question. And I don't understand this because all you need to do is rinse it out.
Okay.
You just need to rinse it out with some water and then put it back on the stove.
That's it?
To dry it. That's so easy.
What if stuff gets caked on there?
If stuff get caked on there, get a scrunch brush to it and don't be afraid of it.
Like a wire brush?
I use a little scrunchy pad that I've gotten on Amazon. It's like this, organic scrunchy pad or something. Got it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Just do a little scrub.
Scrub.
You don't even have that's the beauty of cast iron. If you leave the oils on it, it's going to season the pan. And that will prevent it. That will make it nonstick the next time you use it. So, and most cast iron these days comes with an enamel coating, which is just makes your life so much easier.
Okay.
It's just so no fuss.
Okay.
It's people stress about it so much. And I'm like, really, you guys, all you got to do is rinse it out and dry it for the most part, unless there's something really stuck on there. You can give it a scrub. Don't be afraid to scratch the pan.
Yes.
It's going to be fine. And clean it up, Yeah. It's no big deal.
No big.
If you don't want to go the cast iron route, I love Caraway Home's collection of pans, and those are going to be nonstick. They're lightweight, they're easy, they're affordable.
Okay.
I love their collection of pans, so I would just throw that on the registry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, so we got our knives, our paring knife, we got our cutting board.
Now, if you're a baker, grab yourself a stand mixer. Super fun, super cute, super chic in a kitchen.
Okay.
If you love to do a lot of real cooking, grab yourself a food processor. It'll chop nicely. You can use it as a blender, a food processor, whatever.
So versatile.
It's easy. But if you don't cook a lot and you don't plan to do a lot of sauces and things like that, you don't need a food processor. It's maybe get a small one, like a hand blender to do some things like that. Kind of think about what you really do in the kitchen, and so that you just don't have a lot. If you've got a wedding registry, use it. But don't use it for things you're not going to use.
Right.
Right.
That's important because then you'll just have it sitting there. And
get yourself a good set of mixing bowls, some glass mixing bowls. Maybe some, stuff like real basic stuff is what I use. I don't use anything fancy at all.
Okay.
And these are all things that Crate & Barrel, Williams Sonoma, Pottery Barn, they all have on their wedding registries. They're all right there front and center. So do what styles look nice to you, and you can just keep it really simple and easy. A good cutting board, some nice cute kitchen towels. That's all you need.
That's it. Okay. Fabulous. We also touched on a little earlier 9 favorite things, and just you're veering a lot into more of the lifestyle stuff because shock to everyone, this girl's life does not solely revolve around food. There are other things that exist.
Yes, we've had it revolve around food for 13 years now, and we got to get back to the things that make me creative and have fun and the other things about me.
But it all, I mean, no pun intended, it all feeds each other. And
it certainly does.
you're really good at the lifestyle stuff, and I find myself very attracted to it. So in terms of gifting, maybe not necessarily, or yes, necessarily for the couple, but gifting to the family or, you know, bridesmaids or whatever, are there any items that you're like loving right now that are really good for gifting surrounding wedding?
Oh my gosh. Okay, giftings around a wedding. I love this. I got to think about it though.
Yeah.
No, gifting around a wedding is so fun. I think that for bridesmaids, have fun with your bridesmaids. Like, know what they love. Have fun. Do something that they're gonna. I think being a bridesmaid's intimidating, honestly, and it can be a lot these days. These brides can be really asking a lot of their bridesmaids, and if you are even like, if you got a bridesmaid, like treat them. Maybe you are gifting them a spa day, or maybe you're doing like, maybe that's part of your bridesmaid experience or whatever. But like, it's on you, not on them, to be like provide the spa. You know what I mean?
Love that. I love that.
So like, do something for them, I think, is really, really nice.
And an experience too. I like
nice.
the
It's
spa
a nice
thing.
experience. Yes,
The bonding.
yes, for sure. It's a great bonding experience. Absolutely. I think that if you are gifting like to the bride, I mean, there's so many things a bride needs, I feel like.
So many.
But I do think that pieces for the home are really, really nice when you are getting married, because I think that most people intend to, you know, settle down a little bit, be in their apartments, be in their homes a little bit more. So, like, I think that doing anything at, like, I'm a Zara home person. I think it's the best kept secret.
I know. So
Nobody shops there.
I only discovered it when we were in Switzerland like 2 years ago.
Oh, it's so good.
And I was like, what's going on? I've never, because we don't, I mean, maybe we do now, but I haven't seen Zara homes around me. Like, I only have clothing.
No, I think they're only online, aren't they?
But they had like a whole home section in Switzerland.
Yeah,
so then
I don't
I'm
think that the
searching,
home
like,
section is like in America. I think it's only online.
So rude, but yes, that is like, that's such a good
It's a
take.
gem.
I feel like people don't know about it.
No one knows about it. No one knows about it. It's affordable. It's good quality. I love Zara Home. So if you are someone who needs to get a bride's gift or a wedding gift and you are looking for something affordable, go to Zara Home. It's such a good hack.
I
love
advice.
Zara Home.
Yes.
I love Zara Home. And then also for your bridesmaids too, I think like, you know, a wedding day or rehearsal wedding day, like send them flowers at home. Like you already are spending $1 million on your bouquets of flowers. Like send each bridesmaid some flowers, you know what I mean? Give them a candle. Just make them feel like gratitude. I think is really, really nice. Anything like little gestures like that really mean a lot to me. And like, just listening to, I think that if you like open up your ears a little bit and you listen to what people like, that's when you can get a really good gift.
Totally.
And I think that is so special because it's like, wow, you listened, you know?
The personalization piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. So you travel a lot, or your work takes you kind of...
I feel like I'm in New York a lot.
You're in New York a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have any places, destinations that you've been to or that you want to go to that you feel like would be great for either a wedding weekend or a bachelorette party, honeymoon, mini-moon?
Oh my gosh, it just depends like who you are.
Totally.
For sure. And
what do you like?
Well, so like if it were me, like I said, I'd do a fall wedding. So if I was doing a fall wedding, I would do it one of two places, but I would prefer this first option, which would be like a fall wedding in probably like late September maybe, somewhere East Coast where the leaves are beautiful and the weather's just that perfect crisp fall day.
Oh yeah.
And that is what I would do for sure. Very small, very, very small wedding.
Okay.
But at the same time, if you do a fall wedding, if you want to do a fall wedding and you're like a mountain person, because I live in the mountains and I live in wedding territory, I will tell you that September is going to be your best month for a wedding there. Whether you want to do a fall wedding or not, like if you want to do a winter wedding, like do a winter wedding, do it in January, whatever, December. But like if you want to do a fall wedding, do it in September, which isn't technically fall, but like it's fall for us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, especially if you're doing it somewhere like Aspen or where I am, I'm close to Breckenridge, like do it in September because that is the best months of the year there. The leaves are going to be gorgeous. You're going to have the best chance with the weather. So do that. I wouldn't never do like I'm not a California. Like I wouldn't do I would do an East Coast wedding. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. And then, if like I'm honeymooning, I'm going somewhere so tropical, like Bahamas or something like
relaxing.
Or I'll go like I would do like a Europe situation.
Yeah.
And do something like that.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice hotel always.
Nice. I mean,
I'm such a hotel snob.
I never was, but as I age, I'm like,
where you stay matters. It affects your vibe.
It really does.
For me.
Because if you're coming home to back to the hotel to like something you skeeve, it taints the trip.
I do think it depends on the person and who you are.
True. That's so true.
But me as a person,
yes,
it's a doom.
I feel the exact same way. Okay, so let's see. Okay, these are not.
Oh, but if you're doing a destination wedding.
Oh, yes.
Guys, keep it small. Like I feel like everybody's, because it's like you're asking people to pay a lot of money. So it's like, don't
it doesn't have to be everyone you know. But I'm laughing at you saying keep it small because like your immediate family alone is like
I would I would only have I'm the type of girl that's like gonna be like a courthouse situation. I do not want the attention
I love
on
that.
me.
Yeah.
And then just like have a big party afterwards.
Exactly. I like that trend, and I'm seeing more people kind of come into that.
Well, there's so much pressure in weddings,
girl.
And it's like, again, if you want that big queen's wedding, go for it. Don't feel any shame in it. But if that's not for you, it's not for you.
That's it. Absolutely. Okay, couple questions these are just listener questions we put out on Instagram that you were coming on. So people this is like kind of a mixture of things that I was like, let me just do these. So not as wedding related, more so you related. So are you more of a savory or sweet kind of girl? Savory. Yeah. Like eating and I know cooking is more your forte than baking.
Yeah,
you're a good baker.
I would say so. I mean, the only sweet that I really enjoy is through like fruits. I love fruit. I could live on fruit, but like I'm not like a big overly sweet dessert person or anything like that.
Okay, so this gets me into my next question. We're seeing a trend of a lot of couples forego a traditional wedding cake. Mm-hmm. One, what are your thoughts?
I think it's really smart.
Okay.
No one eats the cake.
No one, except for me. It's so funny because like I'm not really a cake person, but at a wedding I'm like, oh,
here's the thing, if you're gonna like, I think if you're gonna do cake, make it a good cake.
Yeah. So what is your wedding cake substitute? The half-baked harvest?
No, but like, okay, if you don't love cake, don't do a cake at your wedding.
Right.
Do the dessert that you would want to eat yourself. For sure. And that you would have fun with. So even if it's just like a bunch of chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Like,
would that be your
go-to?
Do a
bunch of chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be a traditional wedding cake or this 5-tier cake that like is dry and flavorless and isn't actually that good that nobody really wants to eat. Make it a good flavor. Make it a yummy cake. And maybe do a lot of small cakes. If it can't be a 5-tier cake, do cupcakes. Just do what you love. It's like everything doesn't have to be traditional. No. And
that's
it's like,
the beauty.
I think that these giant wedding cakes, people put a lot of money into them.
They're
and
expensive.
They don't get eaten.
No, they don't. And a lot of them go home. So if you are substituting wedding cake, you personally, what are you going to swap it with?
Wedding cakes. I mean, I wouldn't not do a wedding cake either, but I don't think that I would do like a 5-tier wedding cake.
Yeah.
I would do a few smaller wedding cakes that are different flavors.
Oh, fun! I like that. A little variety.
Yeah, I would do that for sure. I would also just do something like really fun, like cookies. Mm-hmm. Like no one can go wrong with cookies. You know what I mean?
No.
And like if you're Italian and you really love tiramisu, do tiramisu. You know what I mean? Like. I'd have to think about it a little bit because like I've never really thought about that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't not do a cake either. I think I would just do something different that was actually, and I would make sure the cake is actually good.
It has to
I
be,
just
yeah.
feel like wedding cakes really are never that good. And it's always just like a vanilla cake with gross frosting.
I know. I do wish they were a little more creative, but like I do like the next day having like a little cake with coffee. Like I'm the type to bring it home. I'm like a grandmother.
That's fine.
Back to you. Okay. So what do you prefer? Ordering in or dining out?
Well, if I'm home, ordering in, but if I'm traveling, dining out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you prefer cooking for others or having them cook for you?
Oh, cooking for others.
Yeah.
That's why I cook.
I mean,
love to
that
cook
was
for
my
others.
guess, but I did wonder if sometimes you get like, a little tired. You love it.
If I'm going to be cooking, I want to be cooking for others. And that's really why I cook. I love to cook for others.
That's beautiful. Okay. What's your favorite dish of the moment?
Man. Well, right now, for whatever reason, when we go into like spring and summer, I have a lot of fun creating foods that like you would maybe get at like restaurants or something really fun. Like I just did like chicken fingers, really simple chicken fingers that I really like. Like,
Hell yeah.
really just like really good like fun spring summer food.
Uh-huh. Getting into that season.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what it is. Like sandwiches, like really fun sandwiches and making them really fun. For whatever reason, a lot of my photos have had like beers in them lately just because like that's the vibe of the recipe.
Yes.
Big salads though. I'm into really big salads right now. Yeah.
Love.
Spring food. I'm like a lot of herbs.
Yeah. We
A lot of
gravitate
herbs.
toward, I think, like naturally, we want what's in season. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of fun with like doing like fun pizzas and like, or something that you might get at like if you were going to the pool, like really easy foods like that.
Yes. Okay. So what about eating out? Like, do you like to eat out? Are you critical when you go out?
I'm not critical at all. I love to eat out,
Okay.
but I love to eat out, like I said, when I travel because like it's just like a different vibe for me, and it's like you get to get dressed up and do something like whatever. That's nice, and it's a whole thing. But when I'm home,
Yeah.
I don't like to eat out.
Have you been to any restaurants lately that you're like, oh, I love this place?
Tracy here in New York is really, really good. I will say that. Like, that's worth the hype. Like, it's really good.
Tracy, okay.
Yes, it's really good. I think the Corner Bar does really have some good menu items. Great menu.
Love.
And I'm trying to think. Oh, San Sambino. I hope I'm saying that right. They have a really good like Italian seafood. It's like the sister restaurant of Don Angie, and Don Angie's of course delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like those are the New York ones. Where have I been recently? Miami is a really good food scene right now. I'm trying to think if I can't remember the restaurants off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But funny enough, I just did Joe's Stone Crab for the first time, which is like the Miami famous, like really good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Really good.
Shout out to Joe's.
So go you, Joe's.
Oh my God. Okay. Those are great.
Yeah. I haven't been to LA in a minute, but there's some good restaurants happening in LA right now.
Yeah.
I mean, LA and New York are hot spots. There's good restaurants popping up left and right.
Always.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of good food in those areas. But I like those racks. Okay. We're going to skip premarital counseling today, but we'll pick back up next time.
Yeah,
We are going to finish with an after party, and these are just like fun wedding-ish questions.
Okay.
What is your honeymoon hotspot? We kind of talked about locations.
You know what? But maybe Europe. Maybe
Europe.
switch it up.
Yeah.
Do Europe.
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing Europe, I would probably do somewhere like Bahamas, like that.
Totally. Okay. What song will get you on the dance floor at a wedding?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
I know this is a hard one.
No, honestly, like I don't know. I'm a bad music. You know what? Let's go with Benny and Selena's new album that they just put out. We'll just give them because it's like all I know right now.
So many bops. So many good songs. Okay, yes. What hors d'oeuvre will you never pass up at a wedding?
Weddings have bad hors d'oeuvres. They need to be better.
Yeah.
They need to be better.
What would you like to see? Like, what would you want to see at a wedding passed around?
Oh my gosh. What would I want to see at a wedding passed around? I want like a warm brie. I want a nice cheese board situation.
Uh-huh.
I want a if it's a low-key wedding, do a buffalo chicken dip on there. So delicious.
Yeah.
Just give it some good food.
It's
You
a
know,
little
even if
something
you
fun.
have a fancy wedding, you can do some like fun food that's really yummy.
We can still have
nice
fun.
spinach and artichoke dip. Like make them warm, make them yummy, make them melty cheese. Delicious.
Yeah.
They don't need to be fancy hors d'oeuvres, which I feel like a lot of weddings like get a little hung up in that.
Sure.
Make the food really good.
Just make it delish.
Make it
Yes.
delish.
Okay.
Oh, good like Italian garlic bread.
Oh, I would die for that. Just like get me a Listerine strip after.
I don't mind the garlic breath, to be honest.
Guess what? Neither do I. Coffee breath and garlic breath. I'm like, I like these things. This pleases
Fine.
me.
Yeah, it's fine.
What is your signature cocktail mocktail? We did kind of talk about this already. If you could invite any living dream guest to your wedding, who would it be?
Living dream guest to my wedding.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I think I said I would have a very small wedding.
Maybe
so
like
my family. I think it would really
Really?
intimidate me to bring like a living like
someone as an
yeah,
outsider.
like a famous person or something like that. I think that'd be so intimidating. I love the Beckham family. I will say that because I think Victoria's so chic and like everything, and like David's just David.
And they would probably just fit right in.
Yeah, I think that I would obviously invite Benny and Selena because they're so much fun. And
Fabulous.
Benny's the nicest person I've ever met.
Really?
The nicest, kindest person I've ever met.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm not like a big like people like people are all people to me.
Yeah.
No one's really different because of a status level.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
So I would invite my people.
Your people.
Yeah.
They're your living dream guests.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. Last question I have for you is one practical piece of advice that you could give to any couple planning their wedding. What would you tell them?
I think it's so important to really remember at the end of the day what you and your whoever's planning the wedding, fiance, enjoy and want.
Yeah.
Because I think that people can get really tied up in what their extended families want or what their mom wants or what's traditional or things like that. And it's like, don't go over your budget. Don't go like you don't want to.
Big one.
Yeah, don't go over your budget. Don't waste all your money on like one day.
You can still have an amazing
You can still have an amazing event. An amazing event, exactly. And so I just think that like really do a wedding that is your wedding and it makes you excited and isn't stressful for you. I know it's easier said than done because I know that families can get involved and like things, money can be hard and things like that. But like at the end of the day, I think if you really just try to do what you and your fiance want to be doing, that you'll be able to create a wedding that you really enjoy.
It's really good
and that
advice.
you look back on and you're like, oh, I'm glad we did that,
Yes. You don't want to look back and be like, shit, we shouldn't have caved on this.
like to me, I think that when you drag the wedding out and you have this very long, intensive planning period, it can cause problems.
And make you resent the whole thing. Like you're just tired by the end. You're like, I want this thing to be over.
Yeah.
Which isn't fun.
But again, maybe that's something that like you have to think about what you like. So like if you want that and you want to plan and you want to have all these different parties and you want this traditional wedding and you want to be big and grand, that's great.
Yeah.
But like not everybody wants that. So don't
feel pressure to if that's not your thing. Yeah. Tieghan, you are so fabulous.
Oh, thank you. This was so fun.
This was so fun. I know. I wish I could keep you all day, but unfortunately I can't.
No, I know.
Where can everyone find you and Half Baked Harvest and all the fun things?
Basically, I'm Half Baked Harvest everything. So, and if it's not Half Baked Harvest, it's Tieghan Gerard, but it's probably Half Baked Harvest. HalfBakedHarvest.com. That's my Instagram. Find me on. I know you wedding girls love your Pinterest account. I love Pinterest, you guys. And I'll pin things like wedding flowers and destinations and stuff like that. So I have a great Pinterest account for that. I love Pinterest.
Oh my God, I follow you on everything, and I feel like now I need to follow you on Pinterest.
Oh no, it's and like a lot of good quotes. Like I love Pinterest.
Oh my God, okay.
In fact, that's probably what I'm on more than. I don't like scroll on anything, but I scroll on Pinterest.
It's the best. It's the
No
best.
pressure.
And you can get Tieghan's new
Oh yes,
book.
all of my books are on Amazon, available, all bookstores. The whole shebang.
Yes. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for doing this.
you.
This was amazing.
Yes, so fun.
Yay.
All right.
Thanks for tuning into The Prenup.
This episode is brought to you by David's Bridal. The Edit by DB studio was designed with your packed social calendar in mind. Find the trends you're looking for in this wildly affordable collection of wedding, bridesmaid, and occasion dresses, starting as low as $49.95. Join Diamond Loyalty to save 15% on your first purchase. Earn points towards special rewards and more at davidsbridal.com.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform or on the Love Stories TV YouTube channel. Follow at @the_pre_nup and at Love Stories TV on Instagram for more. Have feedback or suggestions for the next episode? Feel free to reach out to us at podcasts@lovestoriestv.com.